Hi guys, you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. Trust you are good. And today we'll be solving a particular question from one of the branches of agriculture known as the agricultural economics. And the question goes thus: a farm staff who received fixed annual increments had a final salary of 9,000 naira per annum after 10 years. Please, I want you to notice the progression of the question and follow me carefully so that you will not be lost. His, his total salary was 65,000 naira over the 10 years. Then the question now says, find the initial salary. Then the second question says, find the annual increment. If you want to solve a question, especially those involving like what problem or something like this, you have to look at the tactics of the question, then know how to apply it. You have to look beyond the question itself. And if you notice this, if you look at this question, you will realize that this question is coming from a topic known as arithmetic progression in mathematics. If you have not, perhaps if you have not watched my video on that before, you can just check the some of the video that I uploaded recently. I solved some question that is related to arithmetic progression. Now, uh, let's a farm staff. Please notice a farm staff who received fixed annual increment had a final salary of 9,000 naira per annum after 10 years. Now, he had a salary of 9,000 naira per annum after 10 years. That is, the salary of in 10th years is 9,000 naira. That is the 10th term. That is T10. Let me call it T10 equals to the salary. In salary, after 10 years is 9,000 naira. Now, the second statement says his total salary was 65,000 naira over the 10 years. Now, please notice this statement. His total salary was 65,000 naira over the 10 years. That is, the sum of his salary from the first year to the 10th years is 65,000 naira. So let me call that S10. The sum of salary over the 10 years is S10. Let me call it S10. S10 is equals to 65,000 naira. Now, the first question says find his initial salary. Recall that we have two formula for solving the sum of the term of an arithmetic progression. The first one is, if you have forgotten, let me remind you. The first one is S n equals to n over 2 into bracket 2a plus the bracket n minus 1 closing bracket d. This is the first one. Then the second one is Sn equals to n over 2 into bracket a plus l. Now, these are the two formula for solving the sum of the nth term of an arithmetic progression. And in order to know the formula that you are going to be using, it depends on the context of the question. That is the value, the parameters that you are given in the question. That will shows the formula that you are going to be using. It will tell you the formula that you are going to be using in this particular questions. Looking at this particular question, I have been given I'm given two terms, which is the T10. The 10th term, I've been given the 10th term, and I've been given the sum of the 10th term. Now, if I want to input these particular parameters into the first formula, I will need, I cannot have two unknown. That's you must first know that you cannot have two unknown. So before I want to find my A. I will call this initial salary is A. The first salary the man received. The first salary that the man received in the first year, I called it A, which is the first term. Now, I cannot have two parameters. Please have that at the back of your mind. If I want to input this parameter, I cannot have two unknown rather. So if I want to input this parameter into one of these equations, let me start by inputting it into this for the first formula. I have T10, I have S10. The S10 is sum of the n term. I will input it here, S10. After using S10, I have my n is 10. I don't know the value of A. I'm looking for the value of A. Don't forget. I'm looking for the value of A. I have my n is 10. Then D. I didn't know the value of D also. I cannot use this. Let me check the second one. The second formula is Sn equals to n over 2 into bracket A plus L. I have my Sn, sum of the salary you receive over the years is Sn, which is 65,000 naira. I will input it here. Then I have my n is 10 over 2. I have it. Then I don't know my A, which is the unknown that I'm looking for. Then I have my L also, which is 9,000 naira. So it is this formula that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this formula. Please, I want you to follow me carefully. I'm going to be using this formula because I'm only having an unknown, and that unknown is what I am told to find in my question. So I'm going to be using this formula. So Sn is equals to n over 2 into bracket 2, no, A, sorry, A plus L, A plus L. Now, substituting the parameters, I have my S10, I have 65,000 naira. 65,000 naira is equals to what's n over 2? My n is 10. My n is 10, which is number of years. My n over 2 into bracket A. I'm looking for A, which is the unknown. A plus L. My last term is 9,000 naira. Have you now seen like that? I can easily solve for my A like that. This formula is used when we know our first and the last term. This formula is used. I've already told you that your parameter will depend on the formula that you're going to be using. So let me solve for my A. I will have something like this: 65,000 naira is equals to 5 into bracket A plus 9,000 naira. 65,000 naira (5A) plus 45,000 naira. 5A plus 45,000 naira. So my A will be 20,000 naira divided by 5 over 5. So A is 4,000 naira. That is the first salary that the man received. That is the first salary that the man received on his first payment. Now I've known my A. It is very easy for me to calculate my my annual increment. If you look at the annual increment is fixed. And if you notice in arithmetic progression, we have something that we call the common difference. The common difference also is fixed. So the next term increase as an increment of the common difference. Let's assume that so I can call my annual increment D. I can call it D because the next term, let's assume the first term is this. This is the first term, which is A. This is the first salary that the man received. The second term, which is the salary of the second year, will increase with the proportion of D, which is the annual increment. So I'm going to be calculating my D right now. If I want to calculate my D, I can use some of the I'm still going to be using some of the term of an arithmetic progression, the formula for the sum of the term in an arithmetic progression. Let me sample this, please. So if I want to calculate my D, if I want to calculate my D, I can easily say Sn equals to n over 2 into bracket 2a plus n minus 1 closing bracket D. I have known my SN. My SN is 65,000 naira. Don't forget, my SN is 65. My SN is 65,000, and mine is, so he is 4,000. My D, that's what I'm looking for. That is the unknown that I'm looking for, which is annual increment. So I can easily substitute all the parameters here. So I have 65,000 naira equals to n over 2, which is 10. 10 over 2 in the bracket, 2 into bracket 4,000 naira plus 10 minus 1 closing bracket D. I can easily solve, which is 5,000 naira equals to 5 into bracket 2 times 4, y, which is 8,000 naira, like that. 8,000 naira plus 9D. 8,000 naira plus 9D. So open the bracket using the 5. I can have something like 5 times 8. I'm having 40,000 naira. 40,000 naira plus 45D. So collect like terms. 65,000 naira minus 40,000 naira is equals to 5D. So I'm going to be 65,000 naira minus 40. I'm going to be having 25,000 naira. 25,000 naira equals to 45D. My D is equals to 25. 25,000 naira over 45. My D equals to 25,000 naira divided by 45. That is 55 point 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 6. My D is approximately 5 5 5. So that is the value of my D. This is the value of my D, which is the annual increment. So you have gotten the value of A, you have gotten the value of D. If you want to check if your answers are correct, you can easily substitute the value into the equation, into this particular equation. Now let's try it. Let us try substituting the value of the initial salary and the value of the annual increment that the man received into the initial equation. Then let's check if our answers are correct. So I'm going to be, please, I don't want you to confuse this. I'll just try to rule this. I rule that out. So let us try checking. Our Sn, n over 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 closing bracket D. Our Sn is 65,000 naira. 65,000 naira. That's the sum of the 10th term, sum of the salary that he received over the years, which is 10 years. Sum of the salary over the 10 years is 65,000 naira. And we have n over 2. N over 2 is 10 over 2 into bracket. What's 2a? Our a is 4,000 naira. Don't forget. Plus n minus 1. Our n minus 1 is 10 minus 1, which is 9. 10 minus 1. Closing bracket. What is d? Our d is 555. Let me put 9 now. Our d is 555. So if this side is equals to this side, then our answer is correct. If this side is equals to this side, our answer is correct. And if this side is equals to this side, our answer is correct. So let us solve. We have 65,000 naira equals to 5 into bracket 8,000 naira plus, I'm going to be having 9 times 555. That is 4995. 4995. Let me put, I've already approximated, so you might not get the correct, you might not get the answer, but let us use the, you have already approximated, so you might not get the actual answer, but it must be a little bit closer to 65,000 naira. So let's go on calculating. 8,000 plus 12,000. 5 multiplied by 12,000 naira times 5. Have you seen it? We have 64,975. The reason why we got 64,975 is because we have already approximated here. So let us use the real value. I mean, the value that has not been approximated. If you want to check, you're supposed to use this value. If you want to check, you're supposed to use this value. So if you substitute this value, as d, as the annual increment in this place, you are going to be getting 65,000 naira. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.